This is your Canadian host, Aidan, on the AP Podcast Show. This is my first time recording an audio podcast, so I hope you won't mind some of the nuances or mistakes. Today, our topic will be about the brain and how it stores important everyday memories to us. I'm sure that each and every one of us has those special memories that have, played a big role in our lives. So let's take a look at how does our brain process and store those memories. So one, the human brain is a remarkable organ that processes and stores an immense amount of information every day. At the core of this cognitive marvel is the intricate mechanism of memory. Memories are not static. They undergo a series of dynamic processes that allow us to encode, retain, and even retrieve information. So, in this exploration, we will delve into the different stages and mechanisms involved in memory processing, shedding light on how our brains convert sensory inputs into lasting recollections. So, number one, we have encoding. Memories begin with the encoding of information. This is the process of converting sensory inputs into a form that the brain can use. For example, when you read a book, your brain encodes the words and images you see. When you take a photo of a beautiful sunset with your smartphone, the camera encodes the colors and shapes of the sunset into digital data that can be stored and viewed later. Next, we have sensory memory. Sensory memory briefly holds incoming sensory information. For instance, when you catch a glimpse of a stunning sunset, your sensory memory briefly retains the vivid colors and shapes. When you look at a bright flash of light, this is also a form of sensory memory. The image briefly lingers in your sensory memory, allowing you to see the after image for a moment before it fades away. 3. We have short-term memory. Short-term memory stores information temporary for immediate use. When you dial a phone number you just looked up, you hold the digits in your short-term memory until you finish dialing. Not that many of us remember digits anymore, but I think that memorizing phone digits of our close family is really good in terms of helping us to retain our short-term memory. Next, we have our working memory. Working memory is a system that temporarily holds and manipulates information needed for a cognitive task. Imagine solving a math problem in your head. There's a ton of especially we're trying to solve for the angles or to solve some algebra problems. Solving a math problem needs working memory. Working memory allows you to hold and process numbers and operations. While mentally calculating the tip for a restaurant bill can also be a form of working memory, because you would use a working memory to temporarily hold and manipulate the numbers and percentages needed for the calculation. How do you say this? In Canada, we have a thing, well, actually, in North America, we have a thing called tip. Sometimes the tip can be 10%, sometimes the tip can be 15%, and then sometimes the tip can be even higher than that. So the working memory allows us to, perform basic operations while multiplying our bill amount to the tip amount. All right, let's keep going on. Let's keep moving on. In number 5, we have long-term potentiation. This is a process where repeated stimulation of neural pathways straightens the connections between neurons, making it easier to recall information. Think of it as reinforcing the wiring of your brain when you practice a skill, like playing a music instrument such as a piano or a guitar. Learning to ride a bike also involves long-term potentation. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that word right. Potentation. I feel like I am. So as you practice riding, the connections between the neurons responsible for balance and coordination strengthen, making it easier for you to ride without falling. Number 6, we got semantic memory. Oh, sorry, semantic memory. Semantic memory stores general knowledge and facts. For example, remembering that Paris is the capital of France or that the Earth is the third planet from the Sun are all examples of semantic memory. Remembering that the Earth orbits the Sun is also sorry, remembering that the Earth orbits the Sun or that the capital of Japan is Tokyo is also some different examples of general knowledge and facts. Number 7, we have episodic memory. Episodic memory stores personal experiences and events with a specific context, such as your first day of school or a memorable family vacation or your graduation day or the time that you were at prom. These are all kind of these special moments in terms of episodic memory. Um, Next, we're going to talk about some consolidation memory. Consolidation memories are initially very fragile and can become more stable through consolidation. My apologies. So, memories are initially fragile and they can become more stable and more solid in your brain through consolidation. That's more correct. So this is a process that involves replaying and strengthening the neural pathways. This happens during sleep, and it's why a good night's sleep can improve memory. After studying for a test, it's not good to actually stay up the whole night because if you're able to fall asleep before the next day, before your exam, this good night's sleep helps to consolidate the information you've learned, making it easier to recall the next day. Okay, here we go. Next, we got number 9, the hippocampus. The hippocampus is a brain structure. It plays a vital role in forming new memories and spatial navigation. When you explore a new city or a new area in a video game, your hippocampus helps you to create a mental map of the streets. So people with very good memory also, tend to use the hippocampus quite a lot. Some other examples would be like exploring a new hiking trail in the woods and being able to remember the path you took and the landmarks you encountered along the way. Okay, let's keep going. We got number 10, we got retrieval. So to recall a memory, you activate the neural pathways associated with that memory. When you try to remember your childhood home, your brain retrieves the stored information about its location and appearance. Trying to recall the lyrics of your favorite song from your childhood, such as, like One Little Finger. Actually, I don't think I want to recall that memory. But, some of our classics like Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star. These activate the neural pathways associated with that memory, allowing you to kind of just sing along. You know how like you just know the words of your favorite song? That's a part of using retrieval. Number 11, we have context-dependent memory. So in many situations, our memory is tied to the context in which they were formed. For instance, you may remember a piece of you may remember a piece of information better when you're in the same place where you originally learned it. You might find it easier to remember where you left your keys if you search for them in the same room where you last remember having them. It's similar to also like when you lose your phone. When you lose your phone, the first thing you kind of think about is, okay, when is the last time that I had my phone? And if that was, maybe in your garage, you would go to your garage. So this is context-dependent memory. All right, our very last one, we have emotional memory. So emotions can enhance memory retention, actually, because if you relate an emotion to a specific memory, remembering kind of like if you kind of think about that same emotion or kind of like maybe a traumatic experience, for example, um, traumatic experiences are often vividly remembered due to the strong emotional impact that they have on the brain. So, kind of like, let's say you were in a car accident, this the impact of maybe the other person hitting your vehicle and how hard they hit your vehicle, this can leave a strong emotional impact on this event, making it an example of how we use emotional memory. Some other things could be some examples of maybe PTSD, where something happened to you, and that every time you feel happy, you think of that emotion or that event. Sorry, and sometimes when you feel extremely depressed, you may, or worried or scared, you may come back and to that same event and think about it again through emotional memory. Okay, so uh, that's pretty much the 12. We went through some 12 different ways that our brain processes and stores memories. So I'm going to quickly review all 12 of them once again. So first we have encoding, 2 we have sensory memory, 3 short-term memory, 4 working memory, 5 long-term potentiation, uh, 6 semantic memory, 7 episodic memory, 8 consolidation, 9 hippocampus, 10 retrieval, 11 context dependent memory, and then lastly 12 emotional memory. So, in understanding these facets of memory, we gain a deeper appreciation for the human mind's capacity to capture, preserve, but also cherish the mosaics of our lives. Memories, both mundane and profound, define our individual narratives and collectively contribute to the shared story of all of humanity. We all have those special memories that we will never forget, those experiences or things that we did that we will share to the day that we pass away, so or that we pass along to our future generations. So memories are a very important and core piece of being humans. But yeah, if you have any thoughts about this, on how humans store memories or process memories, please leave your comments and share your ideas. If you like this audio podcast and would like to hear more, please share it with a friend and give it a like. And I'll see you next time.